Hello students, I am Deepti Mishra, Assistant Professor in Modern Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Indore. Today, we are going to discuss the basics of precipitation titration in pharmaceutical analysis. Let's see the definition. So, precipitation titration is a volumetric method which is based on the formation of slightly soluble precipitate. It is also a part of gravimetric titration. So, in titometric procedure involve the formation of precipitate during the titration, and in this titration the titrant react with the analyte forming insoluble material, and the titration continue till the last amount of analyte is consumed, and then the first drop of titrant in excess will react with an indicator and change the color, which is the end point of the precipitation titration. Let us see the example in which silver nitrate is react with sodium chloride and form silver chloride as a precipitate. The titration method, which is based on utilizing silver nitrate, is called as argentometric method, in which silver ion is extremely useful, and reaction including halides and pseudohalides also. Then the characteristic of precipitation titration. So, they are fast and reproducible, they are complete, can be quantified depending on the amount of solubility product, and the detection of the endpoint is usually either by the appearance of excess titrant or the disappearance of the reactant. It is also showed the rapid and quantified, and the precipitant must be insoluble. Then the principle of precipitation titration. So, the main principle of precipitation titration is that quantify of the added precipitating reagent or precipitant is equivalent to the substance being precipitated. So, in principle of precipitation titration, so precipitate is itself is a ionic process in which the cations come from the one solution and anions will come from the another solution, and they will react with each other and they will form the precipitate. Next is method of precipitation titration. So, according to the endpoint detection method, there are basically three types of precipitation titration. First is Mohs method, second is Volhard method, and third one is Fazan's method. According to the endpoint determination, Mohs titration is the formation of colored precipitate at the endpoint. In Volhard titration, formation of soluble colored complex at the endpoint, and in Fazan's titration, absorption of colored indicator on the precipitant at the endpoint. Then limitations of precipitation titration. So, a few number of ions such as halide ions can be titrated by the precipitate method, but in halides iodine is not quantified by the precipitation titration. Co-precipitation may be occurs, and it is very difficult to detect the endpoint, and it has a limited use because of the lack of indicator to detect the endpoint during the titration, and it is also slow rate of reaction. So, this is all about the basics of precipitation titration. Thank you.